With the Bible being as popular as it is, it would obviously have people saying false things about it. Now, a lot of this stuff has been around for a long time. There's nothing new under the sun. But they still peddle this stuff, and a lot of it is easily answered to with just a little bit of logic. Even when they try saying, "Oh, the data backs me up." No, it doesn't. Two very specific examples that I've come across. One is that Paul did not write the pastoral epistles, which is 1st, 2nd Timothy, and Titus. Their main argument for this is that there is a different writing style for the pastorals versus other epistles that Paul absolutely wrote. They say that the pastorals were written several years after his death into the 2nd century. I have a few problems with this. First off, Paul was a very popular preacher, and his works had been widely circulated, so when he died, people would know about it. Heck, there was even one of the early church fathers that said, yeah, he was killed. If one of these works popped up after his death, it would have been widely known it was a forgery. Next, if someone was trying to impersonate Paul, why wouldn't they use a similar writing style? If you're gonna impersonate someone, you wanna write like they are so your books would get accepted as being theirs. And finally, I've noticed with my own writing that the style changes depending on who I am communicating with, the topic that we are communicating about, etc., etc. When I am writing a comment on YouTube, the writing style is different from when I am writing fiction. It is different from when I am talking with someone about something that happened at work. Writing style changes based on topics and who you're writing to. Who he was writing to were specific people with the pastoral epistles, whereas the others were written to groups of people. The pastoral epistles were talking specifically about leading churches. The others were talking specifically about leading Christian lives. Very different topics, very different audiences. You'd have a different writing style. The other thing that I've been hearing recently is God had a wife named Asherah. Okay, early in the Bible, I can't remember which book, this is Unscripted, it says to not set up Asherah poles. Now, the argument they use is that there was evidence within archaeology showing that the Jewish people were worshipping multiple gods, not just God, and that it really wasn't until King Josiah and the period in exile that the monotheism really took hold. Okay, the Bible even says that about as soon as they took over the land of Canaan, that they started worshipping other gods. This shouldn't be a surprise. And then they also have pointed to when Elijah is facing the prophets of Baal, it mentions the prophets of Baal and the prophets of Asherah. They say that since it was only mentioned one time, that it was obviously a later addition. When I am talking with my parents about things that have happened, if there is someone that was there, that the only important detail was they were there, I'll mention them, and then move on. Never mention them again. Does this mean that they weren't actually there? No, it means they didn't do anything of importance. Just that they were there. Same thing could be said of the prophets of Asherah. They were simply there. It was between God and Baal, not God, Baal, and Asherah. Besides this, if someone were to actually try to say that a group was evil, why would they only mention it one time in the entire text? If I was trying to convince people of something, I would say it more than once in the entire text. A lot of the lies that are said about the Bible are easily answered in similar manner. Just apply a minimal amount of logic, and the argument sort of falls apart. No, you aren't going to stop them from using it, but you can easily show that there are other very plausible answers that they either don't see or they don't think are worth mentioning. But if you mention them, then they're going to have to come up with an answer. I've yet to see anyone come up with an answer to those objections, though. Maybe I'm just lucky. But good day, and God bless.